Get hit with pals. They're definitely going to be there. So what you've got to do is get good at figuring out how to shift them to a wow. So here's mom again. This was on vacation, a few years after she'd had the mastectomy. Now, back in the day, when you have a mastectomy, you got this gelatinous breast. I'm with the healthcare provider, so I can talk about body parts. So it was, we called it the boob, and the technical term. And my sisters and I, we still to this day remember being told, don't touch mom's boob. It's expensive. I guess that was before healthcare reform where you can get boobs cheaper, I'm not really sure. So, don't touch the boobs. So I guess maybe we're teenagers, we thought that would be kind of fun. So we're at the beach and we're all swimming. I'm with 17 of my cousins. Really fun vacation. We're in North Carolina. And all of a sudden, mom's in the ocean frolicking around and she says, oh my God, I lost my boob. So my sisters and I, we know this has happened before. My aunts are like, Janet, really? Is it gone? Yeah. Okay, we've got to form a search party for the boob. She says, come on, kids, everybody, join hands. Now, the dads were not participating in this game. They were drinking beer on the beach, watching us, I'm sure. But so we all grabbed hands like a Red Rover line, and we started to walk. And we're walking through the water, and my cousins, they think this is hysterical. And my little cousin, Will, who's in the front row, not looking really happy. There's a lot of girls on this trip, not too many boys. He says, Aunt Janet, is it going to sink or is it going to float? Yeah, I don't know, Will, just look for it. And so we walked up, and then we turned around, and we walked back, and all of a sudden my mom says, oh, wait a minute, maybe I left the boob in the house. Meanwhile, the other families on the beach are going, look, honey, that family's playing a really fun game, you know? So we all go back to playing and kind of forget about it. Moments later, mom comes running out of the house with her boob high in the air saying, I found my boob! So this is how I grew up. Yeah. So you're wondering how I learned to shift my pals to wows? I had my very own chief paradise officer living with me. So I started to think, because people had always told me I was good at this. I thought, well, I must take after my mom, you know? And I thought, what was mom doing when those big occasions happened? And what do I do? And so, of course, I had to come up with an acronym to explain it all. And I came up with this shift process. I actually started noticing what was I doing. Now, you have a get out of jail free card on your table. There should be plenty of them there for all of you. If you want to pull one of those out, on the flip side of me in prison is this list, so that you can post this on your computer, put it on your clipboard, put it in your dashboard if you're a road rage person. What you want to do is take these steps along with you. At face value, when you first look at them, you might think, this is kind of common sense, right? I know this already. But when you dig a little deeper and you really try to implement them day in and day out, it can be a little trickier. So let's take a look. Let's say you've just gotten back from this meeting. You've got all kinds of good ideas, and you've received a very lukewarm response from others. Not that that's going to happen, but on the off chance that it does. So it feels like a pow, doesn't it? That's upsetting. You know, you were all excited, you got your plans together, your whole team's back, and then nothing. So first thing you do is you stop and take a deep breath. Everybody right now, deep breath. How many of you was that the first deep breath you took today? Yeah, unless you went to yoga this morning or you do meditation, you probably haven't, because we don't take a lot of deep breaths. What does that do for you? It trips your brain. It gets your brain to go, hello, something different's going on. At the very least, it keeps your foot out of your mouth. If you breathe in, you can't talk, right? So when you get hit with a pow, first thing, seems easy, stop and take a deep breath. Now, if you're in the middle of a meeting or you're with your boss, you don't want to do like a big again, they'll think you're weird, even if you're doing it. So just a subtle kind of in and out will work. Because what this helps you do is harness your knee-jerk reactions. Knee-jerk reactions can be positive. If you put your hand on a hot stove, what do? You pull it off. If you're driving and you're going to hit an animal in the road, right? These are all good knee-jerk reactions. Even at work, you walk in down the hall, you say, hey, good morning, how are you? That's a knee-jerk reaction. You don't say, like, someone is approaching, I must formulate an appropriate greeting. Is it morning, noon, or night? You know, no. It's all just knee-jerk reactions. But if you've been hit with a pow, Your knee-jerk reactions, they usually fall into fight or flight because you feel like you've been powed and you need to be defensive. So you might be the commander-in-chief. All of a sudden people don't agree. You're going to start bossing everybody around. Go right to, command and control. You might say, whatever. That is the 2011 version of flight. You can't run from your office, so you put your hand up, you say whatever, and you walk out, right? Mentally, if not physically. Or you could become Eeyore. Oh no, it's never going to work, right? We all know those folks. They get very sad, and your shoulders hump down. So those are some typical knee-jerk reactions to kind of presenting the ideas, no good response. The knee-jerk reactions are what you do. Your negative emotions are how you feel. So those